Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Getting Started with AWS webinar. My name's Paul O'Connell, and I'm part of the AWS Business Development team here at Ingram Micro. I'll be one of the presenters this afternoon. My co-presenter today from Bespoke Training is Jeremy Stepien. And for anyone based in Sydney, just to make you really jealous, their office is in Freshwater, literally 2 minutes walk from the beach. Jeremy will be taking you through how they can help you get started with AWS training. Before we begin today, I would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Guringai Nation. I pay my respects to elders, past, present, and emerging, and to all people of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander descent on this call. Before we kick off, just some logistics. The presentation itself should take 30-40 minutes with some Q&A at the end. I look to have the session wrapped up well before 2 p.m. Now, unfortunately, we don't have Uber Eats vouchers, but we do have some good prizes to give away at the end, so I'm hoping you can stick around. Today will be the first in a series of several webinars over the coming months around how Ingram can help you build out an AWS business. My objective this afternoon is very simple. It's to give you, as partners, wherever you are on your AWS journey, a high-level overview of how Ingram can help you take those often difficult first steps. I want to do so today by focusing on the financial and the non-financial aspects of our AWS partner program through Ingram. So at the end of this, you'll have a clear understanding of why working with Ingram for AWS is the right choice. So let's begin. I'll let you quickly read the agenda. Hopefully no surprises there. I wanted to start off by giving you a sense of the size of this market over the coming years. And I'll certainly quickly look at that graph. You can see how in 2019, the public cloud market in Australia was worth just under $1 billion. Then 2020 came along, the pandemic gave that a little bit of boost, giving it to just under 1.4. And this year is predicted to be 1.7. And as you can see, the growth trajectory through to 2025. Now, we'll point out that at the moment, AWS is a market leader in that space. So they own the bulk of that market. And for those of you who follow me on LinkedIn, you would have seen me post this Gartner quadrant slide showing AWS in the coveted top right-hand corner. Now, there are 3 takeaways from those last 2 slides I'd like to leave with you. Number 1, and probably the most important, is that it's not too late. This is still a growth market, and there is still plenty of time for you as partners to get started on your AWS journey. With AWS, you're working for a market leader, and AWS are looking to work through partners. So anytime anyone's evaluating new vendors, these are some pretty important considerations to take into account. Okay, the next slide, please don't try and read all this, but just to give you some background, AWS have only just in the past couple of years really started working through distribution here in Australia. Pardon me. However, globally, it's a very different story. AWS and Ingram, certainly in the US, we've had a very long and a very well-established partnership. As you can see there, we're now an advanced AWS consulting partner. Now, what does this all mean for you as potential partners looking to work with Ingram? Effectively, it means that we at Ingram in Australia can draw on global best practice around how to get things done and how to work through AWS. Effectively, that means if you have a question around anything that's AWS related, there's a very good chance that we'll be able to find the answer for you. So please, we do have a lot of experience in this area, and we can draw on a lot of global expertise and knowledge through our US and overseas offices, which will help you as partners get up to speed rather with AWS a lot quicker. Okay, that's just some quick background about the AWS partnership we've had at Ingram. I'd now like to move on to the financial aspects of the partner program we've put together here at Ingram to help you to get your AWS business off the ground. So what's in this for you? Well, at the moment, Ingram is now an AWS distributor. So every time one of your customers moves from on-prem to the cloud, or if you take over their billing, that will generate AWS consumption. And you can now offer your customers AWS via Ingram, same as you would any other SKU, whether it's Cisco, HP, IBM, or whatever it is you might be used to buying. So the important thing is partners can make between 3 to 12% margin on AWS consumption. I'll quickly go through how that works. If you sign up as a registered partner with AWS, and that's basically the free of charge tier. You automatically get 3%. The next tier kicks in is if you move to what's called an AWS Advanced Partner. And that requires 8 certifications plus a competency. So that's 4 business and 4 technical plus a specialization. It might be in migration, it might be in virtualization, it might be in AI, whatever it might be. So that'll give you an extra 4%, taking it to 7. The next level kicks in is if the partner is net new to AWS or their monthly recurring revenue is less than $1,000 in USD. Now, I will quickly point out that that last 5% there, the conditions around that are actually changing. We've just some changes announced recently today, which unfortunately I didn't have time to update the deck, but I'll certainly update you. At a high level, they're looking to reward partners that bring on new opportunities. But as I said, I'll send some more information about that offline. But effectively 12% is the total margin you can make on AWS consumption. But I'd really like to point out that that is just the start. There are other ways in which I'll quickly point out now around how you as a partner can generate extra margin from AWS. So 12% is just the start. The other ways in which we can generate good margin outcomes for you are the use of a tool we have called Cloud Checker. Now, effectively, Cloud Checker is it also does consolidated billing, but it's really, think of it as a cloud optimization tool. It helps customers have a far smoother billing experience with AWS. What often happens when customers move from the cloud, from on-prem to the cloud rather, is that they'll have what's called, for want of a better term, I'll call it bill shock. They think it's going to cost X and it ends up costing them a lot more. And a big reason for that is because of the fact that environments can very, very quickly get out of control. So what Cloud Checker does, it allows your customers to log in via a portal and get a granular view, daily view of their consumption. So they can tell at a glance who's been using what and how much it's costing them. So if there's any spikes or anything that spun something up that they shouldn't have, they can quickly and easily identify that. So Cloud Checker is a really, really powerful cloud optimization tool. The other area in which it can help you as a partner is it contains a series of what's called right-sizing recommendations to help optimize their setup. And again, I'll just give a very high-level overview of what that means. Effectively, it can look at a customer's environment based on the past 30 days usage, and it can actually make some recommendations that can help potentially the customer save some money. So it might be they move to a different savings plan, it might be they switch to a different instance. There's a whole series of recommendations that it can come up with, but effectively Cloud Checker is another tool that can help you as a partner generate extra margin from your AWS consumption. And the way it does that is by looking at the way the customer's environment is set up and using some AI and some smarts in the background to come up with recommendations that, again, can help you drive a better margin outcome for your customer. And this is available free of charge should you choose to work with Ingram. So that's Cloud Checker. Another program that we have, again, that can really help change the margin outcome is around reserved instances. This is probably something that you would have seen if you've worked with other cloud providers. But this program, again, can help you drive extra margin for your customer's AWS environment. Pardon me. What Ingram does, at a high level, the big difference with the Ingram program is Ingram will not only will we fund the upfront capital cost, but we'll also wear the ongoing risk. So that's really important. The big challenge with any reserved instance purchase is obviously the cost. You have to pay that upfront, and the risk should the customers move away or they go out of business or anything like that. The program we've put together here at Ingram Micro, we wear the upfront cost and we wear the ongoing risk. And we pass on 65% of the savings to the partner. So as I said, it's a great way to generate additional margin from your customers. I'll just quickly show you how that works. Again, for those who aren't good at maths, let's take a hypothetical scenario where a customer is generating 50,000. You've got 10 to 15 customers that are generating $50,000 per month in monthly recurring revenue. We see a reserved instance that offers 40% discount across that. These are hypothetical figures only. So that gives you a 20K saving, and we give you 65% of that $20,000 saving. So think of it that way. The saving that you're getting, we give you 65% of that. And I'll send some more information around you about this later on rather. But as you can see, that can generate that totals to 156K, an extra margin that you can potentially make by working with Ingram Micro. So again, a great way to generate extra margin from your customers is by the reserved instance program that we've got put together here. So that's touching on the financial aspects. I'd like to now touch on how we can help you generate the non-financial aspect, which is really focused around helping you build out an AWS business. We've put together what's called a Path to Partnership program. Effectively, we have partnered with a third-party organization by the name of Syncorg, that's S-Y-N-C-O-R-G, and they work with partners of all sizes, big, small, and everything between, and wherever you are on the cloud journey, whether you're just starting out, you're already born in the cloud, or maybe you've got a foot in both camps. What they do is they work with 4 key areas of your business: sales, marketing, management, and technical. And they'll put together and help generate a plan, a 100-day plan to help you get to where you want to go to in terms of your AWS business. The Path to Partnership program has been incredibly successful in Europe. In some cases, it's led to a 70% increase in AWS revenue. As I said, it's available for partners wherever you are on your cloud journey, and it's also available free of charge here at Ingram, should you choose to work with Ingram. So again, this can help you build out a solid business plan and really sharpen your focus around building out your AWS practice. And I would encourage you to learn more about this if that's of interest to you. And we'll have some great promotions coming out about that later on, which we'll send out after the webinar. Okay, at this point, I'd now like to pass over to my colleague Jeremy Stepien from Bespoke Training. We'll take you through how they can help you move through the different AWS accreditation levels. Jeremy, you there?
Yep, thanks for that, Paul.
No worries. I'll pass over to you. Just tell me when you'd like to change slides.
Yes, please. Hey everyone, really great to be here. So I guess really just to give you a bit of an intro around Bespoke Training Services. We are the authorized AWS training partners, and we have been for just over 7 years now for Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore. So we deliver the official AWS globally recognized curriculum that are tied to certifications that are based out of the United States. All our courses are delivered by authorized AWS instructors. So not only are they very technically knowledgeable, but they actually know how to teach. So you can really get the most out of those sessions that we run. And traditionally, we did specialize in face-to-face classroom training. But obviously with COVID, all our courses now are delivered virtually, kind of like this, where you still get the same level of engagement. You can actually ask questions, but really at the convenience of doing this remotely anywhere. Next slide. So just to touch on some of the benefits around training and certification, I've thrown in some statistics here where about half of the partners that actually did training noticed that it did improve their solutions and deliverables, and about a third of them found that it actually expedited the process of getting their customers to migrate and shorten their implementation time. I think it'd be really great to just go into an example with a customer that I've recently worked that really benefited from training inadvertently. So I was working with a partner last year, and they basically had a lot of customers that worked in public sector. So what they wanted to do was achieve their AWS public sector partner competencies just to really demonstrate their ability to work with public sector customers. This was also very critical when submitting for tenders, especially for public sector organizations. So they were quite successful and actually won a large contract with a key public sector organization. And it wasn't until later that we actually found out that one of the key things that really delineated this partner from other partners who submitted their tenders was the fact that all their staff were certified. And certification was a key metric that this customer was measuring. And I think a lot of the other partners essentially just fell short from that. So again, inadvertently, training certification is a really great way to just demonstrate that level of competency and experience within the team. Next slide. So here we've actually just touched on a few different types of modalities that are available with the whole training and certification. I have to give props to AWS. They've actually really structured this really well. So typically when someone starts out on their learning journey, you might be watching a YouTube video, you might actually stumble on the AWS websites and watch a few videos or read a few blogs around AWS. So this really is that first step and is considered digital training. So on top of that, there is a full suite of instructor-led training available, which is essentially what we here at Bespoke Training do. And that is the official AWS curriculum that is instructor-led and is usually for people who really want to accelerate their learning within AWS. Now, as an AWS partner, you guys are actually eligible for AWS accreditations. And there is an entire component where it's specifically for partners, which is all about solution training, which is a combination of both digital and instructor-led. And all this training really amounts to moving towards certifications. Yeah, next slide. So here I've provided a bit of a snapshot around all the AWS certifications available, and the way it's structured, you can really, I guess, appreciate the way that AWS has nicely tied these to relevant AWS services and solutions that are available. So you might, if you're just starting off on AWS, AWS does recommend the foundational course or the foundational certification, Cloud Practitioner. This is usually for someone with little to no experience. And then it's actually the start of your AWS learning journey. From there, AWS have delineated the certifications into a role-based learning path. So you can see here, you got the architect, which is really about building on AWS. You got the operations, which is all about maintaining and automating a lot of the infrastructure that you built on AWS. And then you got the developer, which is all about the developer apps and just developing within AWS. So these are known as role-based learning paths. And then if you wanted to go a bit deeper, then you got these very solution-based learning paths. So, you got the professional solution architect, DevOps, and all the ones on the right-hand side there, security, networking, machine learning. All these are really solution-based driven and is considered more of a specialty or a professional course. So it's really dictates around, I guess, where you are looking at building your practice. So AWS also have provided some guidelines around the actual timings around how long it can actually take to achieve some of these certifications. So it could take up to 6 months just to attain your foundational certification, up to 1 year for associate, and you could be potentially looking at 2 years to really understand the whole professional and specialty field of things. Yep, next slide. So again, this is kind of what we summarized in terms of the role-based learning paths, the solution-based learning paths, but it also demonstrates the partner training that is available to you as partners. I think a key thing to really just remember when it comes to training, it is really an investment in your time, it's an investment in your staff, and an investment into your AWS practice. And certification is a really great way to measure that return on such investments. Yep, next slide. So what I put together here is a pretty simple table which really outlines the tiering for consulting partners. So when you join the partner network, I understand many of you might be registered partners or at least thinking about becoming a registered partner. So I put a link down here, and it's literally a 5-10 minute thing where you fill out some information about your practice, and then you can essentially become a registered AWS partner. That is the first step. From there is the select tier, and you can then actually move to an advanced tier, which we kind of alluded prior. But in terms of select tier, I've really simplified things and just demonstrated the knowledge requirements you need to actually achieve this select tier as an APM partner. So you would need at least 2 technical and 2 business accreditations. So these accreditation courses are actually free digital courses with a quiz at the end. And you can essentially do these through the partner network, and after attaining these accreditations, it actually contributes to your APN scorecard. From there, you would also need 2 certified individuals. So this is the AWS Cloud Practitioner course, which as a partner is actually free for you guys. And this is also where we touched on that foundational certification. And then, this really kind of gets you started into the technical certified aspect of things, which could array from associate, professional, specialty-led certifications. Again, you would need a minimum of 2 individuals who have this certification to reach these requirements. I think one thing you just really want to be conscious about is if someone has both the foundational cloud practitioner certification and the associate level architect certification as an example, this would actually only be considered as one individual who has attained this certification. It doesn't necessarily count twice. So in terms of just sheer number of people you actually need certified, you would at least need a minimum of 4 different individuals within the organization or within your team who are certified to actually meet these competencies. So I think that's one thing you just want to be a bit conscientious about, especially when you're trying to climb APN tiers. Yeah, I think next slide. So essentially what we've done, and we've partnered up with the Ingram Micro team here, really just to help provide this full level of service for you guys, where we can essentially conduct a learning needs analysis for your team to really help streamline this process and essentially try build a training plan that is really aligned with your APN scorecard objectives. This is something I conduct quite regularly with all the organizations we work with, and as partners, essentially, there are a number of different reasons that really kind of benefit from doing a learning needs analysis. And as you can see, it provides clarity, essentially provides a baseline of where you are as a practice, and really determines your cloud maturity. From determining a baseline, you can at least see, how many steps and what are the next steps there. It's cost effective in that, we're going to help you identify the right courses that is actually relevant to what you're trying to achieve as an APM partner. So it's not necessarily just trying to get certified and that's it. It's really going to build and grow your practice, and we're going to make sure you're on the right track. In terms of timeliness, again, being able to identify the right curriculum for your objectives. You're not going to be wasting time really learning things that you don't necessarily need within your practice. And also, doing an LNA is really data driven. It's data driven in the sense that it can really help measure and justify your return on investment, because there is I guess a monetary kind of aspect when you look at training sometimes, and it is going to cost, and it's an investment of time, like I mentioned before. So again, this is really helps you, using this data will help you justify that investment. Yeah, next card. So I've put together just a bit of a flowchart, really just to help iron out exactly how this LNA process works. So first off, you probably want to register as an APN registered partner, and that's the first step. From there, you can book a time with the Bespoke team here where we can conduct a learning needs analysis with you, and we can basically find a baseline on where you are in terms of a cloud practice. From that LNA, we're going to use that data to build a training plan that's very honed in to your AWS objectives. From there, we'll provide recommendations in terms of, what steps you need to take in terms to get AWS accreditations, and also which certifications you need to focus on as a business. Now, some of the real benefits of partnering up with Ingram Micro is the fact that they are actually able to offer free certification exam vouchers once you are ready to actually attend and commit to attaining some of these, absolutely free. So if you join up with Ingram Micro, this is an added service that they can add. And after doing a training plan and conducting an LNA with us, you'll definitely be on the right track to just really accelerate and grow your business. Now, after you've attained and you've climbed up your APN tiers and achieved what you've achieved, it's very important to just keep your APN scorecard updated, because this is a public-facing portal, which the Ingram Micro team will also have visibility for. But it's no real benefit for training your staff and not being able to share this information with your customers, but also tracking it internally. And I've noticed a lot of partners tend to fall short on this aspect. So again, by coming on our journey with us, we're just going to help make sure that you're doing your bookkeeping correctly and really getting the most out of your entire investment for training and certification.
Nice.
I think
Thanks.
that is that pretty much encapsulates everything that we offer here, and I really appreciate you letting us help you on your journey.
No worries, Jeremy. Just had a question come up in the chat box, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Someone's just asked to move from registered, which is the entry level free of charge, to get to advanced, which is where the extra discount kicks in. In terms of time, like obviously there's no set time, but could you sort of do you have a sense, is that a 3 to 6 month process, or is it maybe 6 to 9, or can you give some sort of guidance around that?
Yeah, definitely. So advanced is the next tier up from that select tier, and essentially the knowledge requirements is approximately double of what the select tier is. Could actually be a bit more, but I can send through exact information. But in terms of timeline, it really depends on your practice and how experienced your staff are. You might have a few staff that already have their associate level certifications. So in that case, it's more doing a bit of admin and then just lodging it through the APN portal. But let's say you're a new practice and you really want to climb to that advanced tier. So I think off the bat, you want to make sure you have the appropriate number of people, because again, these certifications and accreditations are tied to individuals.
Yeah, individuals.
And yeah, as I remember, I think you need about 8 different certified individuals. So you're going to have to start off with at least a minimum of 8 people who are AWS certified. And then, I think in terms of timeline, if you are leveraging formal training, you could probably do it like within a year, but again, it really depends on the individual and the level of experience you have within that team.
Okay, that's a good answer. Yeah, thanks. Okay, thanks again, Jeremy. Okay, so that's all I'd now like to ask my colleagues, Dorothy and Sonia. We're going to now, who's going to award some of the prizes that we talked about at the start. Dorothy and Sonia, you there?
Yeah, I'm on.
Excellent.
Ready to go.
I'll pass you presenter, and you can award the Kahoot. So just give me a moment.
Yep.
Change presenter, back to, changing it to Dorothy, who's now going to derive the Kahoot. Thanks.
All right, perfect. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep, I'm looking.
Awesome. All right, so I'm sure, I hope that everyone has played Kahoot before. So we've just got a couple of questions ready to go. If everyone could please go onto kahoot.it, or if you've got the Kahoot app, please feel free to jump on that now. And once you have,
so should be good.
yeah. And once you have gone on to Kahoot, please feel free to plug in the game pin. So it's 8388495. Oh, wow, you guys are very quick.
I don't think it's their first rodeo.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone seems quite keen. Yeah.
Wow.
Lucky there's no Uber Eats vouchers for everyone. That'd blow the budget, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. It's so good to see, though.
Okay, we good to go?
I just want to let you know that Ingram Micro staff cannot win the air fryer or the hoodie.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. So we got 39. So it's all about speed and knowledge. So good luck, everybody.
Okay, awesome. I'll start it now. Oh, we've got more people coming in.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Okay, can we just give it a minute?
Yeah.
Awesome. 41 is,
Oh, 42.
oh no, we've got George, sorry. Sorry, George. Thanks, George. I love all these names because when I go looking for the winner, it's so hard to match up the Kahoot name with the
That's the real
emails.
game.
Yeah. So I just popped my email in, so you can email me.
Yeah,
Okay,
so after the
awesome.
Kahoot quiz, guys, just while waiting to kick off, there'll be a couple of more slides and we'll wrap up. So that's yeah, thanks.
I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, 42 looks good.
Okay, I'll start now.
So do we have oh no, we don't have any any trial questions. It's straight into it. What is the
No.
speed of a computer mouse measured in clicks, sounds, taps, or Mickeys? Just okay, that's long. 18 seconds. Oh, we've got 34 answers already. I don't even know this. Where did you find these, Dara? Okay, so 42 in. Oh my gosh. Oh, the answer was Mickey's.
Mickey's. Who would have
Wow.
known?
Everyone thought it was
Very trick question.
clicks. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So TC is leading the leaderboard. Very smart, that guy. All right, next question. So how many grapes go into a bottle of wine? Oh, so we're just like warming up. So
Yeah.
500, 1,000, 700, or 1,500.
So keeping in mind that this game does also incorporate speed, so the faster you respond, even if it's wrong, you still get points for it.
How many grapes? Wow, it was 700. So majority thought it was 1,000. Yeah, that's what I would have thought. So let's see the leaderboard. Oh, good work, Katana. Wow, what a jump. Okay, so I think we're going to ask some questions related to the webinar.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So we'll have some more fun ones later. So the next question is, how many certifications are required to become an advanced partner with competency? Is it 5? Is it 9? Is it 8? Or is it 4? Oh, I think they've been listening, Paul. Look.
Have to make them harder.
Yeah. And we've got some certification offers happening at the moment, so we should probably send that in the follow-up as well. Oh, 15, so it's half, Paul. They were half listening. Yeah. Okay, so it's 8. That's the right answer. So let's see who's the leader now. So Paul H. Ooh, it's very close. Okay, so the next one is true or false? A partner cannot make any more margin with AWS consumption. Is that true or false? Okay, they're going fast on this one. There's so much time between the the questions and the answers. 38. I think that's no. I think there's 42, right?
Yeah.
There's still 4 people. They're googling, I think. Oh. And the answer is, oh look, false. Very good. So no media there? No. Okay, so Paul, you're still up there, followed by Lee and Andy. Okay, the next one, so this is a 5 out of 8. So Cloud Checker is A, a cloud optimization tool free of charge when working with Ingram, or B, the name of Jeff Bezos' latest spaceship, or C, an AWS service to check the weather forecast. Very creative, Paul. Oh, look. Well done. Look, see, they were listening. So it's a huge differentiator for us. So Paul is still leading. 9 players have reached. Okay, all right, let's go. I think it's double point round. True or false? AWS Illuminate program offers services, promotions, offerings, and rewards for partners who want to advance through the APN. True or false? Come on, I'm going to be devastated if they get this wrong. Sorry, APN's AWS Partner Network. Oh, yay! Okay, awesome. All right, let's go. Next question. Who's the leaderboard? Okay, Paul.
Oh, still Paul. Awesome.
Yeah. Paul
Okay, next
Hogan, I
question.
don't know. Okay, 7. Second last question. True or false? PTP, Partner Transformation Program by SyncOrg, is an innovative consultant-led assessment and implementation service that is only available to Ingram Micro partners. Sorry, what's the prize? I forgot. Oh, yes. So true, that's the correct answer. If you guys are interested, just reach out to us and we'll talk with you offline about the program. So Paul, you're still up there. Well done.
And the
So
last
last
one's
question.
a fun one still.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
so last one, and we've got prizes to give away. So I think it's first or second, third.
I think it's first from the sounds of it.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Next question. Last one. Why are the colors of the Olympic ring significant? Is it triangle? They are primary colors that everyone knows. Diamond, each color represents the flag of every nation competing at the event. Or circle, aesthetically pleasing for everyone. I feel like you could guess this, but I'm not sure. Oh, wow. Yep. Well done.
Who
So
would have
every color
known?
represents the flags. Yeah. That was nice. Okay, so
Winners.
drum roll. So third place. So I think we've got vouchers for 3, 2, 1. So all these are the winners. So third place is PP. I don't know. CS second. Sorry, I'd love to say your names. And then first plus goes to Lee. Oh my God, you just came out. I think it was the Olympic question. Oh, yay.
Well done to all the winners.
Okay, well done, everybody. I will put my name in the chat and you can just reach out to me to organise the prizes. Well done. Thank you so much.
Thanks, ladies. That was great.
All good.
Thank you so much. So just quickly wrapping up, I'd just quickly like to end by just introducing you to the wider AWS team here at Ingram. In Australia, there's myself and Sunny. We're both BDMs working across AWS. Sunny's got only just joined Ingram, but he's got some really good experience with both Fortinet and Veeam, so really good experience there. My colleague Neo, he's a pre-sales architect. He's an expert on all things AWS and some really great experience around Cisco, voice, and a whole range of other technologies. So please reach out to us. Our details are there on the screen. And of course, Maria, she's heads up she's the vendor manager. I can't forget New Zealand. New Zealand, we also distribute AWS in New Zealand. So just quickly shout out to all the New Zealand customers on the webinar. Thank you for joining us. There's Kalpesh and Sandeep. Sandeep's the business development manager, similar to myself, and Kalpesh is the AWS pre-sales architect. And they're both relatively new to Ingram, but both got some really good backgrounds in a whole range of different areas. Ladies and gentlemen, that's really it from me. Thank you again so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining us. If I just quickly recap, this is a really growing market. AWS is a big bet for us here at Ingram. They're looking to work through partners. It's not too late. We'd really love to talk to you about building out your AWS practice. This will be the first in a series of several webinars. We'll be going into a lot more detail about how to get you started. I've given you today an overview of how the financials and how they work. I hope that gave you a bit of a sense of the margin dynamics you can work with Ingram Micro. But if you are interested in any of the topics that we've talked about here, please reach out to myself or your colleagues wherever you happen to be based, and we're more than happy to talk to you in detail about how we can help you build out an AWS practice. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give you back some time in your day. Thank you again so much for joining. Have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you more about AWS. And that's it from me. Thank you so much. Goodbye.